Hello everyone, 87 Ricer here. Bumblebee, enjoying this beautiful day. So, it's getting close to the end of the season for me to put him away for the winter. You know, let him rest, even though he's been doing a lot of rest. I don't know if I said anything about this badge here, but that badge there is actually a belt buckle. I actually had to go to Spencer's back in the day when I first got it. I went to Spencer's and picked up a belt buckle, picked up that, and I cut the back end off and turned it into a badge for the car, because for my first car, and been using it on just about every one of my cars that I utilized it on. But back in the day when the first movie, Transformers, the Michael Bay version, when the first one came out, you know, they didn't have a whole lot of those Autobot badges available to just pick up at any auto store. You kind of had to special order them back then. And so when I seen a belt buckle, I was like, oh, I'm gonna pick it up and make it into a badge. So that's how that became a badge. And of course, since it didn't have a sticky end, I had to drill and get it to really stay on. So that's about the nose piece. And plus, I like it better than the red, white, and blue logo. So I know that there's a lot of new people that that pass by my channel or come through my channel, and they probably haven't really watched too many videos, but I'm just gonna do a quick little back history on it. This car was actually blue when I picked it up. Underneath the hood, the engine bay, it was actually yellow, and the fender had been crunched, and it showed some of the yellow paint. So the person that I bought it from, you know, he had it first. I talked to him a few times. I actually talked to him when I first seen the car, and back in the day, I said, man, if you ever decide to let it go, let me know. And you know, a few years went by and noticed he wasn't driving it anymore, and I hit him up. I said, hey, what's going on with the car? You're not driving it. And he goes, yeah, I got a truck, and I don't really want the car anymore. So you know, from back in the day when I said, if you ever want to sell it, let me know, I'd be willing to buy it, because it's my birth year, 1987. If it was any other year other than 87, I would have never bought it. But yeah, that's how I came up with it. I kind of, you know, when I had the opportunity to buy it, I did. The paint job, I bought some Van Sickle paint for the car. Well, for the Transformer, bought some Van Sickle paint, and left it with my dad. He painted it, and it looked really, really good. It really did. He put the clear coat on it, and then stuff like this started happening. And then, you know, throughout different spots, pretty much, it really turned out like crap after it made contact with the clear coat, or after the clear coat went on it. But anyways, the paint got really, really tacky. I mean, really, really tacky. And anything that landed on the car stuck to the paint. So the car went from a really nice yellow finished paint job to tacky, sticky, and just got really nasty. And my dad was actually more upset with the outcome of how the paint turned out than I was. I was like, you know what? It just wasn't meant to be. It was not meant to be it was not meant to be a very nice paint job. So I wasn't worried about it. And I'm still not. But the paint job, you know, it faded. naturally because of the paint not curing with the clear coat or whatever, and it just really did a number to make it what it is now. I mean, when you really look at the car, it really you would think, oh my lord. But I like rat rods and shit boxes and, you know, rusted vehicles. So a car that has a bad paint job like this does not bother me. Busted up front end is because it ran into a couple of deer, and I just haven't felt like changing the nose. So, like, I enjoy the car the way it is. I enjoy the Transformer the way it is. Sorry, I enjoy the Transformer the way it is. It turned out perfect. In my eyes, it turned out really fine. All the flaws were meant to be. You know, it was blue when, like I said, it was blue. You'll have to go back through some of my videos to really see what it was when I picked it up. But yeah, the paint just didn't age well, and it didn't work right. And as I was driving today, I was like, man, you know what? If I was gonna redo the paint, if I was gonna redo it, if it was gonna happen, I would go black with yellow stripes. I would do matte black with yellow stripes, because in the movie Transformers Age of Extinction, the first movie that had what the heck was his name? Mark Wahlberg in it. When they went out to the desert after he revived Optimus Prime was calling for all the Autobots because they were in hiding. And Bumblebee was actually a 68, 69 Camaro. He was matte black with a yellow front end. And I thought, well, I might as well do black, matte black with yellow racing stripes if I decide to change the color at some point. And believe me, getting this paint off is not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. But, I mean, I would also like to do even just a rattle can yellow through the whole car. Do the rattle can yellow, clear coat that with the black stripes. But I haven't done any of that. Because, you know, my dad told me, he goes, if you don't clear coat it, it's going to be 50 shades of yellow. And I said, I'd rather 50 shades of yellow than, you know, that. But at the same time, this isn't so bad. I'm not really upset. Now, I haven't really washed the car a whole lot. I haven't washed Bumblebee a whole lot because I'm afraid that when I do, that the paint is going to start doing like this, but throughout the whole thing. And then I'll have to really do it because we did do it right. The car was sanded down and primered, buffed sand, primered. It was done correctly. But the only way I want to redo the paint job is if the car looks more like this throughout the whole thing than what it is right now. So if it gets worse than that throughout the whole car, then I'll worry about repainting it. So I just really haven't washed the car in over a year because I don't want it to get worse. But at some point it's gonna have to be washed and it's gonna have to come off. But yeah, that was just kind of an idea. I was thinking next go round, flat black, matte black, yellow racing stripes, Bumblebee. But we'll see in the future if I decide to go that route. Bumblebee's a 2.8 V6 automatic rebuilt transmission because the original gears are so fucking toast. that it needed to be done. Brand new radiator. The motor has been gone through to make it run. You know, it's all functional. It's all functional. It works the way it should for the condition it is. The biggest regret, you know, the day that I picked it up from after it got painted, was it decided to start cracking. The windshield decided to start cracking, and I was actually pretty upset about it. But after a while, I'm like, you know what? I don't have to replace it right now. I don't drive this car every day. It's not my daily. It is my occasional driver. And so I don't really need to replace the window right now. I haven't really used the heater in it because I don't really drive it in the winter. I just don't. So I don't really use the heater in it. I know it doesn't have air conditioning. That's gone. So in the summer, of course, it's hot. So you got to have the windows down. But yeah, nice running car. Does what it needs to do. My version of Bumblebee, because I love Transformers, and all the previous Michael Bay movies. Bumblebee was a 68, 69 Camaro. He was a 1970s Camaro. He was the early 2009, 2010 Camaro, you know, and then every other freaking Camaro after that looked exactly like it, but a little tweaked on the appearance. But the only two vehicles that they had, the only two generation Camaros that they haven't done yet, is the 3rd gen and the 4th gen. I'm talking like the 94, 95, 96 Chevy Camaros, or the early 2000s, like the 98, 99, 2000, 2001 Camaro. They haven't done those ones yet. But there's always a possibility that they could, because there's still time in the Transformers movies that they could do it. So I'm not gonna say that they won't, but there's always that possibility that they could do 3rd gen or 4th gen Camaros in one of the next installments, whatever they come out with next. It's almost like you got every other generation of Camaro. They just haven't done the 3rd or 4th generation. So it's probably bound to happen. I got high hopes that it could happen. Maybe not while I'm alive, but it could happen. But anyways, that's the backstory. That's my version of Bumblebee. I call him Beater Bee. My daughters call him Bumblebee because he's weathered out. He's weathered out, you know, from the sun and from all the paint getting stuck, stuff getting stuck to it. And honestly, the top of the roof is starting to fade quite a bit because, you know, it's exposed. But either way, that's my Beater Bee. I just wanted to share it with all the new people coming through my channel that I didn't know about him. Now you do. He's my version of Bumblebee. And hope you all have a fantastic week ahead of you. Have better weekends. And I'm 87 Ricer. Those who have should give. Peace, love, and joy. Bye.